Hello to all you Virgos. Hello and welcome to the horoscopes with me, Veerle, for February 2013. Hello and welcome. My goodness, you Virgos, what is going to happen in February? Well. Fasten your seatbelts, I should say. It's going to be, I hope, for a lot of Virgos, a fantastic month. If you are going to behave a bit non-Virgo-like. I'll explain. Now, what's happening during this month of February, and especially the 2 first weeks of February are going to be important for things to flow. And afterwards, things are going to settle down a little bit because Saturn is going retrograde and Mercury, your ruler, is going to go retrograde. But I'll talk about that in a minute. Now, there is this total emphasis on Pisces. So there's this whole stellium of planets that is going to enter Pisces, your opposite sign. So Pisces is the 7th sign of Virgo, which means relationships, which means your love relationship, which could also mean, of course, business partners and colleagues or our clients. Now, but I think it will definitely have to do with love. So let's consider first people who are in a relationship, because that's the shortest piece that I'm going to talk about, I think, because when people are in a relationship already and they're going to have all these planets in Pisces, all these planets in Pisces, like Mars and the Sun, Mercury, and even at the end of the month, Venus, they're all going to bump into Neptune. Now, because Neptune is at around 2 to 3 degrees of Pisces. So they all have to pass Neptune. And so Neptune is very significant during this month for all signs, but especially for you Virgos and for the Pisceans as well. What is Neptune in a negative way? I'm going to start with the negative way. And I don't think that I'm not going to talk a lot about the negative things, because I think this is supported by another configuration who gives the balance. But the negative thing could be that there is confusion going on. You really don't know where you're heading at. So if that is the case in a relationship that you are already in, if you really, let's say it's just the beginning of a relationship, please just relax and try to go with the flow. And I know how hard that is for a Virgo. I'm a Virgo myself, so I know how difficult that is to put into practice, go with the flow, because Virgo is an earth sign, and it's also a very analytical sign. So they want to, they want to analyze what is happening, and they want to put everything. Now I'm going to the extremes here in my explanation, but they want to put things into boxes. And with Neptune, that's absolutely out of the question. So that's why a lot of Virgos who really are fighting against Neptune, because this is all going on in an opposition. And when this is going on in an opposition, you encounter it by other people. So this Neptune energy, if you are fighting against an opposition, then it's going to be hard and difficult. If you really are trying to stay steady but go with the flow and with waves a little bit, then you will encounter something that is so totally different from you, and something that is new, and something that is more of the divine and has a more broader view than this very analytical mercurial view on things. So that's the good side of it, is that you are going to your life is going to broaden up anyway, whether you like it or not, whether you resist it or go with it. So if you are in a relationship and things are a bit confused, the advice I can only give you is don't try to analyze it or overanalyze it all the time. And you will, if you are aware of this, you can stop it. That's the first thing. Because if you're going to analyze it, you really are going to lose your mind. You really are going to, you can't solve the problem, or you can't solve the enigma at the very moment when Neptune is opposing your sign, and when all these other planets like Mars and the Sun and Mercury are touching Neptune. It means it comes alive again. So it's always there, this Neptune at the background, certainly for a long time for you Virgos. So it's better to adjust to it and to welcome it and to embrace it instead of pushing it away. And I know it's easier said than done, but we will have the time, because it's a very long time in Pisces, this planet Neptune. So this planet Neptune wants to show us that there is a connection with all. There is a connection with, there is the spirituality, but there is this need for trust. Now I'm going to the people who are not having a relationship, who are single, and who really want a relationship, because some people, they do want to stay alone, and it's fine. But if you are single for some time and you really do want a relationship, you are going to attract a very Neptunian, Piscean type of person into your life. And nothing wrong with that, but that is again that confusing thing going on, because you can't, if there is one planet that you can't analyze, it's Neptune, or hardly analyze. If there is one sign that is very difficult to pinpoint, it is Pisces. So, and you will probably attract such a person in your life. So again, embrace it, because this person, and it's a very good opportunity or testimony here in the chart that around the end of the month of February, there is opportunity to meet someone. Because you're going to have a full moon in your sign, Virgos, and that is around the 25th. Around the 25th of February. And after that, Venus comes into Pisces and bumps into Neptune. What does that say? Well, Neptune in your sign, it is like, you are going to open up a little bit more. You're going to be, I'm not going to say that you're going to be emotional and all of that, no. You're just going to open your heart a little bit more. And with that Venus and Neptune conjunction, so Venus in Pisces is already about, the ideal love and, very unconditional love. And especially with Neptune there, you could have this person, this romantic encountering that is going to be probably the one. So that is very interesting for you Virgos. Keep your eyes open. Go out. Don't lock yourself in. Go out. Try to open your heart. Try to, try to not panic that you are going to encounter a world that you haven't seen yet. So just go with the flow. I will be saying this a lot, I think, in the upcoming months and years. I don't know, because this Neptune, this Neptune is on the background, and every time there are a faster planet touching it, then it comes into your life again. Especially when you've got planets between 0 and 10 degrees of Pisces, then you will certainly sense this energy. So a lot of beam on the 7th house, a lot of beam and a lot of concentration on relationships, whether you're in it or whether you're not having a relationship. Now, what else is going on? Your ruler Mercury is going retrograde. Yay! I know that for Virgos and for Geminis, which ruler is Mercury, they are used to that. They are used to the feeling that every now and then there are these 3 weeks, or in this case I think 3 weeks and a half, starting from the 24th around the 24th of February, and it's at 19 degrees. So if you've got Virgo planets around 19 degrees, you will probably sense it, because this Mercury is again in an opposition in that 7th house, opposing your Sun in Virgo or Moon in Virgo or Ascendant in Virgo. So this concentration of this pause and of this rethink and of this Mercury retrograde considers your relationship sector again. And so yes, for a Virgo, they understand that every now and then there is a time in their life that things go slower. And it fits very well with what I just said about those 2 first weeks. There's going to be this opening up of your heart, and there's going to be this culmination of feelings and of emotions and of, you know, you're opening up. Really, a lot of Virgos are opening up, especially now in those first 2 weeks. It's going to happen something, maybe with career as well, because you've got Jupiter going direct now, as from the very end of January, in your 10th house. So these 2 weeks of February, please do focus on the career as well, not only the relationship. So if things are going to blossom, it's going to be that time. And with then Mercury going retrograde, probably you're going to think more about the relationships and the connections that you have. And that's a good thing. So things will, maybe you have to rethink, or maybe you have to redo some stuff in your work. But I think Virgos is one of the signs, mostly they just do it. They just do the things that they have to do. And they're not complaining about it, or maybe in their heads. But that's one thing going on. So they're going to think about the communication that they have with other people, with colleagues, with business partners, with maybe clients. They're going to rethink, maybe I should do something else in my communication. Maybe, you know, this kind of energy is going on. Now with the Jupiter going very good, fast forward now in your 10th house, and that's going to be in your 10th house until the end of June. This is a good time to expand whatever you are doing, considering work. So I'm sure that a lot of Virgos will also expand in that area of life, because Jupiter is about expansion. So keep that in mind as well. Saturn is going retrograde, and that's happening in your 3rd house of communication at the 19th of the month. So the second half of the month is more planets going retrograde again, more pauses that you're going to take. So Saturn in the 3rd going retrograde. Maybe you are writing something, or maybe you want to write something, or maybe you want to communicate in a different way. So that also fits very well with that Mercury going retrograde. You're going to rethink your communication, which is in fact a good thing afterwards, after the Mercury retrograde is done, because you're going to shift what it's not good for you, considering that communication. So you will probably do it in another way, and in a more concentrated, focused way, because that Saturn is in your 3rd house. So it makes your speech, your communication, your writing, it makes it more real, it makes it more focused. So that's a good thing as well. So many things happening for Virgos on the axis of your chart, which means the key areas of life, you know, work, relationships. These things are really coming towards the head during February. So what else? I think that's almost it. I mentioned the full moon, I mentioned Mercury, I mentioned this whole stellium in Pisces. So yes, I think the more Virgos are realizing and being aware of this Neptune energy, that whether they like it or not, they have to take it into their lives, this Neptune, through that other person as well, or it's coming into your life through other people. Maybe you're working with clients and they're all a bit you know, they're a bit flu and a bit confused. That could be the case as well, that you're working with other people and that you are helping them, and that they are very Neptunian-like. So again, try to embrace this and try not to fight it. So, thank you very much, you Virgos, for watching. Wish you a very magical month with all this Neptune energy in your opposite sign during February. I wish you all the best and see you next month. Bye-bye.